I don't know who we are. We were bare bones racing. We were racing the Polaris and had an accident, not in the Polaris. Anyway, we've sold the Polaris now and we're going to build a new car, but our new car is going to take us a long time. So we don't want to miss another year's racing. So we've had a look around what we've got, and we have got an F1 in the back garden, right, that we could do. We've put a motor and everything in it, but we can't use it because it belongs to my wife, so we're not allowed to touch it. So the next thing we've got is this Discovery, which we used to use under FIA rules. Now, it would be easy to put the engine back in it and then take it out as it is, but the thing's designed for FIA endurance events, and the suspension travel and stuff isn't very good, but we want to do Ultra 4. So what we've done, we've gone out and bought a Land Rover chassis because that's the easiest thing for us to do. And then we're going to dissect all the bits we've got out of this Discovery, and then we're going to use all the parts off it in a race vehicle and most probably just go into stock class, just so as we can do some racing this year, see how we do. So as when the new race is finished at the end of the year, we can go into the next season. So we want to build it as cheap as we can. So as you can see, we can't even open the doors on it. Don't know, stuck. It's not much of a door anyway. No, well, I haven't opened it for that long. I didn't know, but obviously it's got these pulls on it. Yeah. Right, this car, it's got a bit of history, really. It come fourth on the British Baja. It won its class in France in Dunes of Marais. It won. We won some muscles and stuff. It come fifth overall in the BTRDA Rally Championship, racing against Andy Burton and the likes of that.
How many times did it take me to school?
Well, yeah, I used to use it as my road car as well, taking kids to school and stuff. So it got driven all the time. It done French Baja twice. It went out to Italy, done the Italian Baja with it. It's just done a lot of miles. I think the last time it was out was 2014. It done the Welsh Hill Rally. Done well in that. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff. But as you can see, it's full FIA roll cage with all the braces and everything in it. This is the onboard fire extinguisher system that we took out from it. It's got the regulation pads crossing the roof. It's just, I would say it's basic, but we got it down in weight. We had to take it back up to 2 ton in weight for an FIA car.
What?
Just push down there.
There's an ammo crate in the back that was next to the fuel cell.
That'll be our whole survival kit.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be some sort of survival kit, but Rich can't really remember what was in it, so it might be nothing. Might be nothing, might be, wow, rat strap's seen better days. Bit stiff.
Watch it be a roll of toilet paper.
Here we are. So I can already see it's flattered there. Brand new pair of grips. Just had a 10mm ratchet and spanner fall on my foot. Halford's Professional is back before they were advanced. Look at that, Halford's 14. Some gloves. Brake flare.
Yeah.
Some gloves. Very much an essentials kit. Got some needle nose. Another little flathead. Little posi. So So yeah, spare dizzy.
Yeah.
Drop her in. And what else? We got a few more ratchet and spanners.
Nothing else to break on it.
Some sparky tape and just some the rest of the B&Q screwdriver kit.
And that's all you need when you go on wheels racing, obviously.
Really?
If you see this air on, do you see it's a bit wobbly by there? And it's curved? That's how hot it gets underneath in this engine compartment. When you're running it in the desert and stuff, it gets that hot that inside, I have done it, you can throw an egg at this panel underneath and it just goes and fries the egg. It's that hot inside the car. And we have to wear all that racing gear inside there. That's why no heater connected in your... We actually put blowers on to suck the air out from here, like these massive fans. But yeah, but I know why this broke this side once.
How did that break?
It became one with the engine.
Snapped it off. No, it didn't become one with the engine. We in France actually. We come round onto a long straight, as far as I could see. Gary's like flat straight, so many foot, meters in them days. So we went flat out, got it up into fourth, which is way over 100 mile an hour. Selected fifth because it's got really high gearing on it. Was just sat there like that, and all of a sudden Gary goes, road crossing, which ain't level with what we're on. So we backed off, we dropped it into fourth, and tried to slow it down as quick as we could, but it was still no good. I think we got it a shade under 90 mile an hour where we hit the road crossing, which was obviously a climb up to it, road down the other side. When the car landed, we had a 90 right. So I dropped it into third as it landed. We felt something had broken because we had to do the 90 right because there was a pond. I actually turned it at whatever speed we were doing it, and the car went sideways, and I just kept my foot hard on the throttle. We went around the 90 bend and down, and all of the French people are all clapping like this. Told me after it was brilliant, but what they didn't know, in the car we were crapping ourselves because, one, I don't like water. Two, Gary didn't know there was a 90 there because he concentrated on the road, which was that call, and didn't do the next call. It happens, but that's why it broke. What it actually done was snap the spring turret completely off the chassis by ear. But it didn't stop us because it's flat steel. We just pulled over, went into our next service. We carried on running actually with the turret broke, and then we welded it on and carried on and finished the race and won our class.
Now, just taking the fuel lines off the back, it's taking the fuel pumps out of it. We got a secondary pump that you can see in here. Get it round here. There's two pumps together, so the idea is if one fails, you just flip a switch and go over to the secondary one, meaning you never actually have to stop. Now we're just feeding the lines back, so I've removed this. It was all pulled up into the trim. That goes down under the car, so Rich is just unlocking at the other end, and that's our fuel line system. Look after your stuff and it'll look after you. I think the last time we had 2 months to prep for a race, or started this time in front.
Yeah.
Like today we've
but the last car we raced, we bought it.
Yeah, and this is built it.
This is built in from scratch. Basically, from bits and pieces we got kicking around, we're not going to buy much.
We're not going to buy much. We're going to build a 110, and we're going to win this championship, and it'll be in the States next year.
Yeah, right.
And that's gospel, man.
Putting your telephone and your pens in.
So put your glasses in it.
Putting your pens and bits and pieces of paper, so you can use this. And the other one is, here is another one. See? A bit of wire with the pen hanging on the end so no one can pinch it and you don't lose it.
Finished removing the seats. Just got the brackets to go. I'll just cut some bolts out the floor pan. so we can get the fuel lines out under the bulkhead. We're bringing them up here, so you don't have to be on the floor. Hey.
Ow, it's pricking bit. Ow, you've done it again. Sorry with you with the gloves on.
And he emerges, it's like he's born again.
Oh, if we had a ramp, would it make it better?
Yeah, you need that little...
Can I just explain at this time why we're not using the ramp? Because I put the ramp up and the concrete was too thin in my garden and it collapsed. So it's in a pile over there.
Ground anchors,
But
does it?
we're just doing this in the garden because we're rushing and we ain't got much time. But we will be going back to the workshop because we can't use that one because there's a car in there being done. And then let's build it all in a field.
Yeah,
Let's build it in a field.
Yeah.
Let's do it without a workshop.
Sure.
Wow, they're a bit light, aren't they? Seen them? Maybe we ought to put these in.
Although this is a great car and it's got so much history, we need a new car to make more history with. So this is giving it some of its lifeblood to go into what you're watching now, building this 110 racer so he can win. And we can then go over to the States and have a lovely holiday. Well, that's the plan. I think it's going to be a cool series, so keep watching.
Trousers is falling down. I must have done a lot today and lost some weight. Do an end to the video.
Yeah, sure, alright. So it's now January 20th. We've got till March sometime to finish the car. That's more than we've ever had, time-wise. We've got the fuel pump out in one complete piece that's going straight into the car. We've got all the seats out and everything. So next week, we're actually onto the building of the car, putting the axles under it, I guess. Yeah.
Don't know. Don't look at me. If you're on a timeline,
Cool.
I don't even own a watch.
Right, cool. Yeah, that's what we're doing next week. Playing around with axles. So, yeah, see you next week.